Three, two, one. Welcome back to Backward Point Podcast. My name is Nadra Sayed, and with me, as always, is my brother and co-host Bashar. And today we are talking about the India versus Ireland game, and we can touch upon a few other games that have just passed. There was 3 games today, and lots of cricket happening all over. But the number one thing, more important than the cricket itself, is the cricket playing conditions. And A1 Bashar Sayed is really riled up about this. Bashar, the stage is yours. Do you want to go on your "this pitch sucks" rant right now, or do you want to save it for later in the podcast?
What was that pitch? No, seriously, what was that pitch, bro? You cannot have ICC World Cup matches happening on these sort of pitches.
Okay. Why?
Because, firstly, the T20 format is sort of the format that the ICC thinks is most advertisable to the world. And when, let's say, US native fans are watching this match on TV, or if they're going to the stadium and they're seeing scores like 77 and 96 being scored, that's not really a good brand of cricket that you want to promote.
It's not an accurate representation of actually how T20 cricket is played.
Correct. And so the ICC spent $30 million, as reported by Forbes, to build this pop-up stadium. This pop-up stadium that will be dismantled shortly after the World Cup. So in essence, not really contributing anything to USA cricket, the infrastructure, aside from just being an advertisement for saying, hey, the World Cup is happening in New York, but hey, also the scores are 77 and 96.
Yeah, this is a tough one for the ICC, who we've been critical about for a lot of other things. This is a very new sort of criticism that we've levied upon them. I think the pitch debacle is interesting because they've been working on this for over 5 to 6 months, and they've been giving us updates every few weeks. Hey, look at this time lapse. Look at this cool little thing that we've done. Look at how the ground was before, and look how it is now. And I was just listening to the Great Cricketer podcast, who, by the way, what kind of access do they have? They're just hanging out with Aaron Finch and Virat Kohli, and they're on the pitch, and they're just having fun. Pez is having fun. And we're here 8 hours away doing a podcast in our room alone.
I think it's because they're sponsored by Prime Video, Willow, BTV Sports, A Sports, Den Sports.
What are you doing? What are you guys doing? We're sitting right here. We don't have tickets to the Pakistan-India game. We're going to do a podcast, most likely a live stream on it now from our home studio. And you have these 2 Australians who will most likely go ahead and win the World Cup anyways. You're giving them another platform? Come on, guys. We would be more entertaining on the pitch. What do you think?
Absolutely.
I think we would give the essence of the fans at the home pitch in New York City. Maybe if we were at the pitch would have been better. That's my take.
I want to just take a few minutes to explain what a drop-in pitch is and then explain what's going on with this pitch. So a drop-in pitch essentially is a pitch that is prepared outside the stadium, and then it's transported to the stadium at the start of the season. Now, this started off with grounds in Australia and New Zealand because they have grounds that are multi-purpose. They have their cricket going on in one season, and then once that's over, they have their Aussie rules, rugby, football, whatever you want to call that. And so grounds like the MCG, the Adelaide Oval, and the Optus Stadium in Perth all have drop-in pitches.
So those pitches are being made somewhere else and they're literally just lifting them and putting them in, or is it just a soil that gets repurposed?
So in Australia, because they're actual cricket grounds, those pitches are being prepared with Australian clay. So the clay that is being used at the MCG drop-in is the clay that you would use for an actual MCG pitch. They make the pitch, they lift it up, and then they put it outside the ground where they have training or net facilities. And then closer to the season, they'll just monitor the pitch all season long. They'll water it. They'll make sure grass is growing, that the pitch is in good condition, that the footholds are recovering. And then closer to the season, they'll just transport that pitch over.
Like
and
literally
drop it. It takes like 4 days for them to have all this done. They block the roads in Melbourne. That's closer to the actual stadium. They have heavy machinery in, and they literally they pick it up and they drop it in to the center of the wicket.
There's very, very interesting science to this. And so this is sort of what they did here at the NYC Stadium.
Correct. So this pitch was made in Adelaide, Adelaide Oval, and the head curator is also the head curator of the Adelaide Oval. So this pitch was made in Adelaide. It was transported to Florida, where it's been being taken care of for the past few months by the head curator. And I believe a month ago, this pitch was brought over from Florida to New York City, where this pitch was planted. So they have 10 strips, 4 in the middle of the pitch in the ground, and then 6 for practice facilities as close to the actual stadium. Now, the problem here, I think, is that the pitch doesn't have enough time to actually settle in. There's not enough practice matches or warm-ups being happening. And that's why we're seeing a lot of inconsistent bounce. It's double paced. Some balls are kicking off, some balls are staying low. And I think this pitch is even borderline dangerous. Rohit Sharma got hit in the arm today. I know he was trying to play a sort of a lap shot, but again, it was a good length ball that just kicked off a length. You can't have world-class players like Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, and then in the future, we're going to have international players from Pakistan play. Like, they're at a risk of being injured.
Which is most important, they're at a risk of being pulled off for 75. Now, is that, as a Pakistani cricket fan, I feel like your vitriol comes more from the fact that there is a chance that Pakistan will not make it to 3 figures if this is the way that the pitch behaves. Is that true or false?
No, I also have an issue with just logistically how this New York leg is being managed. Like, we just heard the Sri Lankan players mention that their hotel is in downtown Brooklyn, which is an hour and a half drive from the ground. So 10:30 a.m. start time, because you want to cater to the South Asian audience. That's fine. So the Sri Lankan team has to report to the ground at 9 a.m. If it's an hour and a half away, they have to leave at 7 a.m. and they're waking up around 5:30 a.m. or 6 a.m. or like 5:30 a.m., 5 a.m. to prepare for the match. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. And if you compare that to teams like India or South Africa, who are staying like 15 minutes away, like, how is that fair play?
Yeah, because you're spending more commute time in and out of the stadium. Yeah, the Sri Lankan fans are very livid, and so are the players. We've just heard a statement from who was
it? Was Tikshana.
Tikshana said it, and he said, "I'm not going to name teams, but blah blah blah." And I was like, on Twitter, I just posted it off backward point, like, "Hey, we'll name the team. We know exactly who's getting the favorite son treatment. We know exactly what's going on under the ICC banner." Now, I want to come back to the whole aggravation towards the pitch. Are you upset that the pitch is this way because you were a Pakistan cricket fan? Or are you upset that the pitch is this way because you're a cricket fan?
It's because I'm a cricket fan.
Okay.
I don't like seeing scores of 77, 97 being scored at a T20 World Cup. Like, this is just not fair play to the players that are playing. And also, like, just from a player safety point of view, it's also not safe to play on that pitch. And you have one of the biggest matches of the calendar year happening on Sunday, India versus Pakistan. What sort of a message are you going to be sending out to the world by playing on pitches like this? Like, we're not sure exactly what strip that match is happening.
I was just going to say that.
But today's pitch was a brand new strip they were using, and it was just misbehaving.
Yeah, and so is the answer, I'm not a pitch curator or anything, but I've heard that rolling the pitch helps even some of that misbehavement, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever it is that the pitch is doing, the demons in the pitch sort of get settled in if you roll it a few more times, have some heavy rollers, and the pitch settles in, the cracks sort of, find their grooves. I don't know what they're going to do, but if this is the state of the pitch, come Sunday, I'm scared. I'm kind of happy that we don't have tickets.
I would even add to that, like, you talk about like fair treatment by the ICC. India's been in New York City at this point for about a week. They've had multiple training sessions. They've had a warm-up match. They've had a group match. So they know exactly how this pitch might behave, what sort of tactics you want to be making, how they're going to adapt to this pitch, what's a good decision to bat first or bowl first. Now, Pakistan, on the other hand, is currently sitting in Dallas. They have their first game tomorrow against the USA. Once that finishes, they'll be flying over to New York, and then they'll get a chance to actually see the pitch, see the conditions, and then make their decision. So it seems like the ICC is just making things as favorable as they can for India. I repeat, India is the only team that knows where they'll be playing their semifinal, which is going to be in Guyana. spinning wickets. So India they've picked 4 spinners in their squad.
Are you surprised at this treatment?
I'm not surprised, but it just
There we go.
It seems like ICC wants to do everything they can to make sure India goes to the top 4, plays the final, and maybe even win it. But the Indian team doesn't want to win.
That's a whole other debate on how they will perform at this World Cup. The Pakistan-India match preview will be dropping on Friday, so be very, hold your horses for that one, because I think there's a lot to talk about that, especially once the pitch debacle sort of settles in and we find out what's actually going on underneath the turf. We will be diving deep into what we think is going to happen on Sunday morning. Now, coming back to the games of today, India did have its first match against Ireland, like you said, and they sort of bowled out their competition very easily. They chased it over under 14 overs. They only lost 3 wickets. It was a good win for India, but do you think that they would be confident with this win? Or again, is it a Pakistan situation where they're asking more questions than being answered? Because Virat Kohli opened with Rohit Sharma today.
That's major news. Also because we've been hyping up Jaiswal
There we go.
for a long time. I said that he's my player to watch out from the Indian team. And he was benched in the warm-up match against Bangladesh. And he's benched today. Even so, Sanju Samson, the other backup opener, didn't play either. And Virat Kohli opened the innings with Rohit after a long time. He's opened for India in the past. He's a regular opener for the Irish RCB. Before this game, he's opened 9 times for India. The last time he opened, he actually scored 122 versus Afghanistan in the 2022 Asia Cup. This is that century he scored after 1,020 days, where he had that drought of not scoring centuries. So I think maybe Virat's preferred to open the innings. He's tried to really adapt his role at RCB as being the aggressor in the power play.
Didn't really work. 5 balls, 1 run, gets top-edged to third man.
But if you saw his innings of the 5 balls he faced, I would say the ball he got out and a couple of balls before that, he was trying to go down the track and really loft the ball over the infield.
Maybe too much aggression is, at the end of the day, just a defensive play.
Yeah, I really feel like on this pitch, you need to play proper cricketing shots.
May I use the word anchors?
Rizwan Babar.
There we go. Hey, I'm just saying, Rizbar might actually have a chance at this pitch. After seeing the game against Ireland, the India-Ireland game, I am convinced if Pakistan is 130, we might actually... If Pakistan bats first, makes 130, it's going to be very, very tough for India to make it past that.
I 100% agree. And on this pitch, you need to play proper cricketing shots, wait for the ball to come to you, really capitalize on the bad balls. Rohit Sharma was struggling in the beginning, but he really put the bad balls away. The over-pitch delivery from Josh Little, the 2 short stuff that Josh Little balled to him, hit them for 6s. So as long as you keep hitting the bad balls away, which inevitably will come, nobody here is Glenn McGrath. There'll at least be 1 or 2 balls that are hittable.
The highest score for Ireland was Gareth Delaney. He scored 26 off 14. And the pick of the bowlers, actually they kind of shared their wickets. Jadeja was the only one who didn't take any wickets. But Pandya took 3 for 27 in his 4. Akshar Patel took 1 for his 1 over. And man of the match was Jasprit Bumrah with 2 for 6 in his 3 overs. He didn't open the bowling. He was the first change, and he also bowled a maiden in there.
I think a couple of things to notice here is we talked about what combination Pakistan or team should be playing in New York. And you said 3 pacers and 2 spinners. And I said 4 pacers. India's gone with 3 pacers plus Pandya, so 4 pacers. And they've actually dropped both of their wrist spinners. So Kuldeep was out, Chahal was out. And instead, I think India wanted to go with more all-rounders to add depth to their batting.
It'll be interesting if they go with this tactic against Pakistan on Sunday. It'll be very interesting to see how many pacers they actually go play. I think Chahal and Yadav would actually been really good on this pitch, especially because there were moments where the ball was skidding on, the moments where the ball was dipping. And if you get a wrist spinner in there who's breaking the ball both ways, the one that comes in, the one that goes out, could be a living nightmare.
But there wasn't really any out and out spin, I would say. Some balls were skidding on, but I would say pacers or medium pacers, even if you just bowled cutters or if you bowled on a good length, it was really either seaming out or seaming in. So you didn't really know what's going on. There was one ball that Mark Adair bowled to Virat Kohli. It swung in the air away and then it pitched and it nipped back and it sort of cut him in half. So that just shows how unpredictable this pitch is being.
Do you think Jasprit Bumrah was the player to give the man of the match award to? What about Pandya?
No, I would have given it actually to a batsman in a low scoring match where 96 is being scored and the team is being all out. And batsmen like Rohit Sharma and Rishabh Pant are scoring runs at a high strike rate. I would have given it to either two of them, but definitely not Bumrah. I would have given it to maybe a different bowler.
Rohit scored 52 off 37, 4 4s and 3 6s, 140 strike rate, and Pant was 36 off 26 balls with 2 6s and 3 4s at 138.46 strike rate. I think they batted exceptionally well.
I think if Ireland had caught Rohit Sharma in the first over, he nicked it off the second slip. This could have been a bit of a closer match because Virat would have been out, Rohit would have been out, and I can guarantee you Mark Adair would have had an IPL contract lined up.
Yeah, that was the futures. I mean, a second slip catch and Mark Adair is suddenly a millionaire.
Hey, Joshua Little already plays for Gujarat Titans.
It's not the precedent is set. So it would have been interesting to see if they had kept their catches. Now, the one thing that I'm noticing, and this is sort of like a cliche in all cricket ever, is that catches win matches. But in this tournament specifically, there are moments where we just saw a brilliant catch being caught by the Oman fielder against Glenn Maxwell, just ran out, getting him out on a golden duck, first ball duck. And so those types of efforts are needed in the field for smaller associate teams to actually see themselves cross over the line. Catches are so important. You have to make sure that your basics are well set and well rounded, and you're not making those small errors just to give the opposition that upper hand. Like a team like India is already mighty. And if you give Rohit Sharma a single extra life, then you best believe you should have like yourself a Mohammad Amir in the side that can get a batsman like that out twice, or you're going to struggle. And this is exactly what happened. If Rohit Sharma was out and Kohli was out the way that he was, suddenly, they're maybe 2 wickets down in the first 3 overs with 10-12 on the board. Different ball game altogether.
Yep, absolutely. I think also important to mention is that Rohit retired out.
Yeah.
So I hope he's okay. We all want to see him play the game against Pakistan. So yeah, I think India does have a couple of backup openers. I don't think it's going to come to that though. Like it was sort of like a precautionary move for him to retire out in this match.
Yep, I think it was just he said in the post conference as well, there was just a little bit of soreness. He just wants to make sure that he is rested for the big event on Sunday, and that gives your boy Surya Kumar Yadav some time in the field as well. Why not?
Yeah, I think overall Ireland a bit of a mismatch to India. Batsmen just looked scared. Like when Bumrah was bowling to them, like they were backing away. It seemed like anything over 140 kph was hard for them to manage. And the 2 wickets that Bumrah got, one was a bouncer, which I think clipped the glove, hit the helmet, went up in the air, was caught by Virat. And then the second wicket was sort of a Yorker. Like anybody could have been on the delivery. So yes, I mean, no doubt about Bumrah's skill, but I still wouldn't have given him the man of the match award.
If I keep believing in your conspiracy theory that they're trying to give the Indian team the best hospital environment for them to succeed on Sunday, then just giving Jasprit Bumrah the man of the match for this game is maybe a ploy to make sure that his confidence is up so that he's at his best on Sunday. I don't know. I'm just saying, if I'm writing your theory here.
Also, what else is a bit concerning if you're a Pakistani fan is that Virat got out for 1 off 5. So that means the next match he's going to be looking to score big. And we all know how much he loves playing against Pakistan in big moments of tournaments. So yeah, I think it's something to watch out for.
I think we'll go deeper into what we should expect on Sunday for sure, what the 11 should be for both sides, and how they should sort of fare in that huge competition that's on its way. If we just round up whatever games are left, what other games happen sort of today, the games that are left for today. A quick shout out to PNG, who were bowled out for 77 in Providence. And again, this is not the New York pitch. This is different, but they're still low scoring. 77 for PNG, and Uganda chased it in 18.2 overs. So it took them a while with 7 wickets down. That was also a tough, close game. Could have gone anywhere. You kept your catches. PNG scores 30 odd more runs, and suddenly this game is a low scoring thriller like I wanted. So shout out to Uganda making history, getting their first win at the ICC T20 World Cup. It's always crazy for them. This might be the uphill trajectory that they're looking for, and then suddenly you see Uganda at every other major tournament. I'm happy for them. I think they have a good, solid squad that at least can take this one win back and build from this. The second thing that is happening, the third game that is happening actually, is the Australia-Oman game. It's still going at the point of this podcast being shot. Australia 164 for 5. We're struggling in the beginning. They were around 50 odd in the first 10 overs with 3 wickets down. A brilliant catch on covers by the Omani captain and Glenn Maxwell, golden ball duck. I mean, that's just insane to do. Great moment for Mehran there, getting that priceless wicket. This is the man who scored 200 in the ICC Cricket World Cup of 2023 against Afghanistan on a single leg. So, that's the story. Everybody will go home and tell their family. So right now, as it stands, Oman is 95 for 7. They need 70 off 20. Valiant effort, but again, Australia is Australia. And they didn't even play Pat Cummins. A photo went viral on Twitter that I saw Pat Cummins bringing water to his comrades, and it reminded me of how legends can sort of end up in positions like this. Sarfraz Ahmed comes to mind, bringing water to the Pakistani compatriots right after being one of the most successful T20 captains of all time. And similarly, Pat Cummins maybe has had one of the wildest 24 months of all time in cricket history. One of the greatest runs that anyone's ever been on. Suddenly not in the 11. So just goes to show, life will do that to you.
If Pat Cummins was Pakistani, there would have been already conspiracies and news headlines saying that how Australia disrespect their captain, or he's bringing water. Like what is going on, man?
Yeah, I mean, he took it with the chin, right? Took it on the chin. He's like, yo, this is what it's going to be. I'm going to be the best water boy that this guy's ever seen. And honestly, with the Oakley shades on, didn't look too bad.
I think towards the end, I want to give a word for Rishabh Pant, who has had an incredible comeback to professional cricket. He had a fatal car accident in December of 2020.
It wasn't fatal. He lived.
Well, he lived because he got very lucky. Like his car...
It wasn't fatal.
It could have been fatal.
It could have been
potentially fatal car accident. His car caught on fire, and he was saved by a couple of drivers who were on the highway at the time. And for him to go through surgeries, rehab, and come back to competitive cricket, he missed the ODI World Cup. He missed last year's IPL, but this year he was back as if he has never left. And that, I think, there's a lot of credits that needs to be given to the BCCI for how they've managed that whole incident with Rishabh and made sure that he comes back to cricket as if he had never left. I'm sure if Rishabh was a Pakistani player, he would have maybe not even survived, let alone come back to playing cricket. So, yeah, it's good to see him in the runs. It's the last shot that he played, the winning shot. Reverse scoop, lap for 6.
Yes,
over
crazy shot.
Third man?
Would you call it third man? It kind of went over the keeper's head, kind of on the angle. It was an insane shot.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he actually pulled that off.
So if that's the brand of cricket that India wants him to be playing, because if they've promoted him to one down by bringing Virat to open the innings, and it seems like he has a license to go and play his game fearlessly, I think that's been one of the reasons why India hasn't really been able to cross a line in recent events, world events. They've just played too much in their shell. The last T20 World Cup semi-final, they just underscored, and England just smashed them all over the park by beating them by 10 wickets. So I'm hoping that it'll be different this time around for them once they get to knockout stages.
Yeah, very well said. Here, let me, as we are walking out of this podcast, let me present a situation to you. $1,072 each for a ticket at the India versus Pakistan game on Sunday.
It's a no from me.
It's a no for you. I'm just saying, guys. We're still checking tickets. We're still trying to make it happen. But Bashar gave me the deadline for Friday. If the ticket is at a reasonable price near Friday, we can make that leap, and we might go over the line and make it over to New York.
After looking at these pitches, I'm sort of convinced I don't want to go. I don't want to go all the way to New York, drive there, stay in a hotel, go to the match, and then turns out it's like a 100-run score that's being chased.
Okay, let's say Pakistan makes 100 and gets India out for 85.
I don't know if I'd be really happy with that win.
Would you? Come on. Low scoring thrillers is what we keep talking about for all time. Like those games where Pakistan would be all out for 136 and then chase it, or actually defend it.
One of the really good encounters of Pakistan in the recent past was the Asia Cup game in 2016.
There we go.
Where Mohammad Labir got India 8 for 3.
Yeah.
It was a fun game, but that was proper swing bowling up front.
Again, Pakistan scored 84 in that game.
Yeah.
Imagine Pakistan scored even 120. So I don't know. I feel like the redemption arc is coming for that specific game. It might be a low scoring 120, 130, 140 might be a good total on this pitch if Pakistan bats first, and suddenly if India are 8 for 3.
Toss is going to be critical.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't want is Babar to come on the post match and be like, we're 15 runs short.
Yeah, I can't.
Again.
I won't be able to handle that. I won't be able to pay 1,072 for that. Pay 1,072, be in the ground, and hear Babar from the comm saying 10, 15 runs short. I will literally, I will streak onto the pitch. Maybe this is why Backward Point is not being invited to the ICC events. And Great Cricketer is. And if you're the Great Cricketer podcast and you're listening in, firstly, why are you listening? Secondly, how are these guys managing this? Because we'd love to be them.
One day.
I think do we have anything else to say? We kind of did a really quick roundup. The game was under par. It wasn't really, we watched the highlights twice trying to figure out moments that we could pull out.
I do have one thing to say.
Okay.
Controversial.
Let's go.
I heard Yuvraj Singh in the commentary box.
Oh, no.
And when he came in, I dozed off. I couldn't hear him first. He wasn't loud enough. And secondly, he was using too many filler words. And famously, Yuvraj Singh commented on one of Backward Point's reels on Arjun Tendulkar. He said, it is easier to talk cricket than to play cricket. And I think after hearing him in the commentary box, I wonder if he would change his opinion to say it is easier to actually, in fact, play cricket than to commentate on cricket.
Maybe it's harder. Maybe both are hard. Maybe it's hard to talk about cricket and to play cricket. This is a great moment. I think we should cut this into a reel. This is going to be amazing. Yuvraj Singh, if you're listening, if you ever come this far into the podcast, or if you listen to this clip, we told you so.
And we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Come on the podcast, UV. I think that's a great way to end it. We're looking forward to the Pakistan-USA game tomorrow. Hopefully, it'll be not a belter, and it'll just be one of those games that Pakistan can sit back, gain confidence, and move on into the Sunday game with confidence and with vigor. I think that's a Backward Point signing out now. Anything else to say? By the time this comes out, the Pakistan game will already be happening. And if you're listening to this while watching the Pakistan game, leave a comment. That'll be interesting.
Enough said. It is now time for action.
Let's go. Let's do this. Backward Point signing out. Nada Sayed out.
Bashar signing out. And join the Discord. This is the best time to be on the Discord. We'll be having lots of chats. Me and you are always in and out of this Discord community. We're chatting people. It's a good opportunity to interact with us. Also, just find a wonderful community of people that talk cricket. There's memes that are being sent. There's news accounts that are being shared. And we might just launch the PCT celebration or therapy voice lounge tomorrow.
Oh, that'll be an interesting one. So definitely check that out. Links to everything in the description below. And have a nice day, guys. Cheers.